A nigga like me, man, I love the game. I love the hustle, man. I be feeling like one of them ball-playing niggas, you know? Like Bird or Magic or something. Yeah, you know, a nigga got dough. A nigga could leave the league. But if I leave, the fans still gonna love me, man? I get love out here in Harlem, man. I done sold coke on these streets, man. Hash, weed, heroin. As long as niggas is feeling it, a nigga like me can hustle it. That's my gift in life, eh? You know? What? The fuck you laughing at, B?
You, man. Funny, man. You a hustling motherfucker, man. For real, baby. You fucking killing me, man.
Well, you know me, baby.
This video is going to be straight to the point. I've never addressed this. I just started my channel about 7 weeks ago, something like that. But I wanted to address this issue about the black athletes and their protest. And not just the black athletes, but black people in general. We are very emotional people. And we look for symbolism. We look for a lot of symbolism. We look for a lot of, you know, moral victories. And, you know, this guy got fired, or, you know, this flag was taken down, or this, you know, or, you know, just a lot of things that, you know, even to be completely honest with you, one of the most symbolic things you can do as a black person is brag about working in a white-owned company and having a position in a white-owned company. I don't really call that success. I know that's controversial to say, but that's just my take on it. I don't think it's a success that you are, you know, have a position as a manager, or you over some department, or, you know. And true, there's an illusion of power within those particular organizations, because I've been in corporate America and seen white people scrambling when a black person comes around who they feel like is higher up, and that person has, you know, a position. I mean, I've seen it, and people, you know, we as black people, we eat that up, you know. I love it. You know, this is a sister and she's over this department, or this brother is over this department, and he's telling people what to do. He's a boss. I admire that. Look, we have to crawl before we walk. We really do. We have to crawl before we walk. And, you know, work in a company is okay. I get it. I work in a company. But this is the thing with these athletes, which is what this video is about. This is the thing. First, let me say this. Shout out to Christopher Ruffin. He commented under my last video. He gets it. He just commented under my last video. And what is that? I'm going to butcher your name. Gray Cochran, I guess. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. Shout out to that person as well. I don't want to say female, but I get the feeling it's a female, but I could be wrong. If I am, forgive me. No offense. No, not trying to be shady or anything like that. But shout out to these people for showing me some support. Like, share, subscribe. I never say that. I don't monetize my videos because I really don't give a damn. That's the truth. I'm not trying to make money, just trying to put my version of the truth out, you know, put my 2 cents out there in the universe. Now, back to these athletes. Last year, when Colin Kaepernick in training camp during the preseason decided that he wanted to kneel during the national anthem, my first reaction was that is stupid. And the reason I said that was because kneeling for the national anthem does not get us anywhere. It doesn't. At the end of the day, they cannot do the damn national anthem. They still own the damn team. They cannot do the national anthem. They still will shoot us down in the streets. We still are the poorest people in the country. My initial thought when I heard that, this is what I thought. I said, you know what? If I was Colin Kaepernick, Had he milled one or two games, soon as he got media attention, say, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and stand up and participate in the national anthem. But I want to challenge all of the African Americans in all major league sports, baseball, basketball, and football. If you're making over $10 million a year, let's pool our money. Let's pool a fraction, not a lot. It doesn't take, if I'm not mistaken, I think it only takes 140,000, 150 to start a credit union. They could put their money, that's nothing. These guys are wearing $10,000, $100,000 necklaces. They really are. Driving $300,000 cars. It's nothing for these guys. They could do that. Am I saying that? Now, this is what I'm not saying. That they should give us their money. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is I would have challenged those guys. I would have at least done that. I would have named LeBron James. I would have named these high-paid athletes. I would have put pressure on them to say, let's change the situation or predicament of African American of the African Americans in America. I would have said, you know what? I'm gonna stand for the national anthem, but I want people to know that. And it would have been, it would have been great because they'd have put the mic in LeBron's face and he would have had to literally say he's not for the economic empowerment of his people. I would name them. I would have went and got a list, put it on Twitter, and I would have named all those guys. And I would have said it. I would have said that. Why is that? Why would I do such a thing? Because see, if I say credit unions, they have lower standards of lending. You can get a credit lend. I've seen people get loans from credit unions with 580, 590 credit scores, which a lot of black people, the average credit score is in the sixes, mid sixes, number one, 6.5, 650. That's where we usually are in the black community. Why is that important? Because we own, I would have made statements. I would have said, look, they own these teams. If we ever want to see ourselves owning these teams, we need more black businesses. We need more black economic empowerment. Why am I saying that? Because if you want to run Washington, I would have went there. Washington is ran by money. Washington is not ran by votes. That's why I respect it when he said he didn't vote, but he didn't finish it. He did not bring it home. You see what I'm saying? And in respect to the brother, because maybe he doesn't know, or, I heard he got some Black Lives Matter girlfriend. She's real nice looking. Hey, a woman to do that to you, a woman to do that to a man. But she doesn't know, because she's probably, if she's involved in Black Lives Matter, not just the organization ran by George Soros, but a lot of the people that are involved in it that have nothing to do with George Soros. A lot of the people that post, they're looking for emotional responses. They're looking for, what is the word? They're looking for symbolism. Take down the Confederate flag. Like when the lady jumped up in South Carolina when Michael Scott got shot and pulled the flag down, everybody called her a champion. I was like, for what? It's a flag. It's symbolism. Then white people they still have the wealth that was generated from your ancestors. They still have the wealth that was generated from the sundown towns where they ran your uncle away from the logging business when he was in Wyoming. That's why I know black people in Wyoming, Montana. We once were. Go look at the census of 1890. Look how we spread out after the Civil War. Black people were everywhere. But we are more so, first, we're blind to what really happened in this country. Secondly, we're caught up in this emotional response for everything. Another situation that I really, really, really thought was a lost opportunity was the Donald Sterling Los Angeles Clippers situation. They had him over the barrel, man. He didn't want to get rid of the team. If you remember, he didn't want to sell. He was upset. He tried to fight it. And the league started trying to put pressure on him to sell. So what happened? He sells it to another white guy, and I believe the guy he sold it to is Jewish. So another Jew comes in, gets the team. He gets $2 billion with a B dollars for a team that he bought in the early 80s, like 82, 83, for $12 million, man. This man's family will be wealthy for generations to come now. And because his team sold for $12 billion, or for $2 billion, other teams now are worth billions and billions of dollars. It's just like comparable sales when you sell a house. If a house across the street sold for $150,000, your house has to sell for near that because it pulls the comps up. That's how they evaluate these teams. when these players came out with this shirt inside out or protest, that was the weakest shit I ever saw in my life. It really was. It was sad. And they came out, they were upset, they made their little comments, their little statement. Chris Paul is an intelligent brother. If Chris Paul had came out and said, you know what, I don't care who owns the team, because quite frankly, there aren't enough black people in America that are in the financial position to buy the team. Let's change that, because power, wealth, and influence is what matters. I don't even like Umar Johnson. I can't stand him. I don't like Tariq Nasheed. I think these guys are charlatans in a sense. But at the same time, I would have made phone calls. I would have got those brothers on deck. I would have got one of my favorites, which is Dr. Claude Anderson. I would have got him to explain the situation. I would have made an appearance on ESPN First Take, and I would have went out and had him on there talking about economics. See, because let me say this right here. And I know what the contradictions are people that are gonna be contradictory gonna say. Well, he'd have done that. They would have got him. They would have did this. They'd have got rid of him. He wouldn't have been able to do that. They wouldn't have allowed him to come up there and talk about money, because that's what matters. And even when you say that, even you're also saying that money matters, because that's where it counts. You see, white people look at these damn conscious hotep niggas out here with their fist in the air and talking about we're gods and all that. You a god, but you got to be at work Monday. Or your ass gonna get kicked out on the streets in a month, broke, and just struggling, homeless. Most of us are one paycheck away from being on the streets. Most black people. We need to change that. If you look at business ownership, the more businesses a group of people own, the less likely they are in fill in the blank. Whatever you want to say, incarceration, dropout, teen pregnancy, anything, crime, everything is lower when you own something. That's the game. That is the game. Owning and controlling wealth, power, and influence. That is it. Dr. Claude Anderson made a beautiful point. He said, if you want to affect the legal system, you start by your businesses. Then you control the economy within your own communities. So the first thing we need to do is, if I was Colin Kaepernick, or if I was Chris Paul, these guys, and all these, and this is what gets me about these celebrities. T.I., Snoop, they making all these symbolic points. I'm butchering the word symbolism, but they're making all these symbolic points and going after Donald Trump. That shit's stupid. It's stupid, okay? It's dumb. Why is it dumb? Because number one, whether you agree with Trump's policies or not, at the end of the day, that's symbolic. You're doing that because it's cool. It's the in thing to do right now. To come out and be against Donald Trump, the Republican, any Republican that wins the White House, celebrity, these black celebrities are gonna come out and say all these controversial statements and talk like as if they want to fight him. That's dumb. This man is pretty much in a position where you could come in and negotiate, because don't nobody like him. Nobody likes Trump. The Republicans don't like him. The Democrats don't like him. So at the end of the day, I wouldn't go at a guy. This is a wounded animal. So he would right now, he needs support. So right now he would probably be more apt to make a deal if you come with something intelligent. See, when Steve Harvey met with Trump, Steve Harvey made a big mistake. I would have started talking about funding for black businesses. I would have wanted to work with the SBA. Now, and I respect Steve Harvey, because he had a good point. He just didn't quantify it right. He was like, well, I want to make sure we can work and make sure people have homes, because that is a quick and fast way to increase your wealth, is by home ownership. That is a way, but that therein, he wasn't able to see the problem with Steve Harvey. He doesn't even know how to quantify it in a way to where this stuff can be said to where it'll be airtight. If you want to increase the national net worth of the average African American family, give them a home, give them a business. What will that do? People that own businesses don't go to jail too often. They don't. People that own businesses, that own land, that have a net worth of let's just say 75. Let's not go to the 110 with that whites have, 111, whatever. Let's just say that the average net worth of the average black man compared to the average net worth of the average white man. Let's say we make an inroads and we get up to 75,000. A lot of things would change for black people. A lot would change. Guess who would become the new niggers then? It would be the Hispanics, because they're only 15, 14. We're 11. So if we were to focus on what matters and not focus on this emotional outburst that we make and want to try to win people over and get people's respect, and I want to do the end thing, it's cool. See, people reading the tea leaves. Being conscious is cool now. Beyonce is conscious now. She out on the field with her fist up to my power to the people. That shit don't mean nothing to me. It doesn't. That doesn't mean anything. You can bitch and complain about unarmed people getting shot. You can make videos. Now you're in. Now you're down with the struggle. Damn that. I'm sorry. That doesn't win any points in my book. I'm sorry, it doesn't. What wins points in my book is making it so my grandchildren don't work for Donald Sterling's grandchildren. Making it so that my grandchildren don't work for Bill Gates. You see what I'm saying? And we're bragging about the fact that we work for Bill Gates. I work for Microsoft. And I got a niece work for Microsoft, brilliant as hell. She's going to Harvard. She's doing a 2-year program. So I'm not knocking anybody that works for Microsoft. Believe that. A lot of my friends from Tuskegee, when they graduated college, worked for Microsoft, Procter & Gamble, Lockheed Martin. I had a lot of those people. I know a few people that are aerospace engineers. So Tuskegee has a lot of engineers coming out. So I'm not, making any bad comments about people like that. But what I am making a comment about is that I feel like we got to get off this symbolism shit, man. Really, we need to get away from that. We need to get away from thinking that we are making an impression because Donald Sterling sold his team. I remember LeBron made a point. I'm not playing next season. Now it's playoff time, right? LeBron James could have let me tell you something. LeBron James could have called Donald Sterling and said, look, you want to own the team? See, let me tell you guys a secret. Most people of other races don't like our ass, man. They don't like us. Get over it. So what? They don't like black people. Okay? They brought us over in slavery. They built the wealthiest nation in history on the backs of our ancestors. Then when we got free, they brought in a lot of immigrants and put them ahead of us. And they still doing that today. And so you got Irish and all these other white people that came over here and they can't stand us. Part of the prerequisite of being a true American or a real American is to hate black folks. It's the national pastime. There was a baseball player made a point last year about unarmed man gets shot, some unarmed thug, he said. And, ha ha ha, he made some point to my ha ha ha. Why is that? I got a son, man. I told his mom, I say, look, I'm concerned for my son because he's going to grow up in a world where if somebody chokes him or kills him on camera and he's unarmed, no matter what he does, he could be a doctor. People don't give a damn. They have done studies of doctors and caregivers in hospitals, and they said that the black man's pain is the least strong. It's the weakest pain. What are they saying? They're saying that when you come in there, they can cut your damn arm off, and your pain isn't as severe as somebody that got got a finger cut off. That's what they're saying. Because your pain isn't as severe. That's because nobody likes our ass. So what matters? What is going to matter? What you leave to the next generation is what matters. Building true wealth is what matters. That's it. Okay? Now I can make some points about spirituality because spirituality has its place in this equation. I'm not saying love money and money is the greatest good, because it's not. I get that. That's not the point I'm making. The point I'm making is that I've heard it said, the greater good, I ain't gonna say greater good, but what matters is what can be counted and measured. You can count land, you can measure it, you can count money, you can measure it, whatever, count money or whatever. You cannot count spirituality. You can't. It has its place, but you can't count it. It's important, but you can't count it. See what I'm saying? I can't go and I'm just gonna pray and hope that, God give me this $1 million. No, it's some steps got to be taken. Some things have to happen. So, the Bible says faith without works is dead. So it has its place. So, that's the Bible telling us that. So the point I'm making, I'm gonna end this video, is we have to start as a people we need to begin to, or start to understand that wealth is intergenerationally formed. We need to start thinking long term. We need to start thinking, we all want a beautiful wife, and we don't want to procreate and get caught up in the system and child support and all this different stuff. A lot of guys are scared of that. But I see what is more precious, just in my mind, is when I take my last breath, what did I do? What did I leave? How will you know I was here? You see what I'm saying? Most of these brothers that are MGTOW right now, nobody's gonna know they were here if they die and they don't have any kids, because they want to play the system the right way, and I don't want to get caught up. I just want to, it's like the amusement park. I heard it said, I don't want to go to the amusement park. I just want to ride all the rides. I don't want to be in the amusement park, walking around with a damn big ass teddy bear. Because at first I wanted the teddy bear, but now I can't ride all the other rides because I got the teddy bear. I get it. I understand. But what are you going to leave? What is going to be your legacy? What is your name? Is your name going to mean something? The name Sterling, whether we hate his ass or not, is going, when that man died, when his heart stopped, his name means something for generations now. Because we gave this man $2 billion. We protested. We made all these memes. And then the white liberals took it and ran with it. See, we got to play. We need to start playing chess, not checkers. See, that's a chess move I'm giving you. Angry Man is going over the 48 laws of power. He was talking about your enemy using your enemy. See what I'm saying? Donald Sterling is an enemy. He doesn't like us. He said that black people are treated like dogs in Israel. I agree. They probably are. You treat us like dirt over there. They really do. But the smart thing to do is to not get emotional. Try to get rid of Donald Sterling. And then all of a sudden, some other white man on the team, and now we back to normal. And black folks still broke and struggling. This man got $2 billion. You know how easy this man could have wrote out a $30 million check? We only got, 22? Used to be 24. We've 25. We've went down. We've lost 3 black-owned banks in this whole country. I don't know how many credit unions. I have to look that up. But I do know we only have 22 black-owned banks. Seaway just went under back in January. They folded. Black banks are dying because black people aren't in a position of power economically. So we don't do commerce with our own people. Go back and look at 100 years ago. There's a girl, she has a channel called the Jew 3 Project. She talked about a lot of these black churches and what they did and how the banks they started around the turn of the century in the 1900s. Early 1900s. And what these black churches were doing. And there are churches today that are doing that, so I'm not blowing the whistle on anybody. But what I'm saying is we need to get back to that. We need to focus on that and not focus on, symbolism, or focus on Ma'at, or focus on the pyramids, or focus on dumb shit, man. Right off the top. That's what it is. Emotional stuff. We're very feminist. We're very feministic as a people. We're very feminine. We are. Let's just, women run the society. But you got just about as many men as you got women. So that's why I'm harder on the brothers right now. Sisters got a lot of black female fuckery. Okay? There, I said it. There's a lot of black female fuckery going on in the black community. Yes, a lot of black women pretty much raise the thugs and the killers, and they do. Soon as they do something on the news, they gonna put the camera to his mama's face. My baby a good baby. He wouldn't do that. A lot of shit I dealt with when I was growing up in the hood. Soon as some shit pop off, nigga mama come around there talking about, not my baby. So I've seen it. We've all seen it.